NM, whatever. Okay. Jungle in the cave. Alright, NSMVU. Sure. Alright. We'll give this a go. We got a coin up there. Probably mandatory coins. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing a streamer playing this. And then, like, I noticed before we do this jump, we can see that spike down there. And we do know that there's safe floor down there, because otherwise why would the door be there, right? So I was like, somebody was criticizing your jump, and I was like, bruh, you can see down there well enough. It's tricky though. This is like, I think you built this specifically to be for the super experts. So it's definitely tricky. Oops. Anyway. But it seems fair. Oops. But that is really hard because we fall pretty fast, right? Very challenging to be sure. Oops, wow. That's actually kind of a small gap that you need to, like, you might need to do. Get through there. Oof. Ooh, boy, yeah. I don't think anybody's ever made me do that before. That's interesting. I mean, like, maybe something very similar in, like, a speed run or something, but it's not exactly the same thing. Oops. Oops. Well, did I do it the same way you did it, by the way, or did you do it slightly different? Just curious. Boom. Oh, man. I'm just gonna, like, hold right and tap and jump real quick, and then just do nothing. Oh, I got the timing wrong. Okay, so you had a little bit of a different learning experience from me, in other words. That seems like a tight jump. Like a really tight jump, actually. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, once we jump up and get the coin, now we can no longer see the spike. I think was their argument. But you don't start the level having already, you know, jumped at the coin. Oof! Oh, I did it. Yeah! Might as well record that for later. Okay, here we go. So, I definitely think climbing up here would be easier. Now, I think you could probably spin jump off of this second thwomp here if you really wanted to get fancy. But I don't think that's worth it. This would be a lot easier if I had a mushroom. Even if I had to, like, a don't take damage clear condition, it would still be a lot easier simply because, you know, it would be easier to, like, wall jump and not have to worry about touching the spike because you would be taller. So you would have, like, more wall jump space to work with. But, I mean, I guess that's pretty obvious. But maybe not to people that don't play lots of NSMBU. Okay, that's very interesting. Oh wow, that was like a situation where we were just going up, and just out of curiosity, because I wasn't really paying much attention. What was over there on the other side, or did we not get to see much of that? It's just a lot of, like, safe landings, really, to be honest. Anyway. Yeah, nothing particularly surprising that needs to be concerned about. Wait a minute. Did that cause me to wall drag? I thought that wouldn't. That's weird. Now, yeah, there's only 3 red coins, so really grabbing them's not really that big of a deal. I'm assuming they're all mandatory. Oof. Oh, we did it again. Nice. Okay. Back through here again. Oof. I was gonna die to the spike if I didn't drop again, just like before. Oh! It's really hard though, because I just wasn't wall jumping soon enough, but that time I just jumped too high. Oops. We died a lot to the next part uploading it. When you say to the next part uploading it, you are referring to the right side of the screen in the starting location on the other side of the wall, right? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the going down part is very tame on over there. Oh, oops. I was wondering if I was gonna do that or not. Like, after I made the jump successfully, I was like, you know what, this was kind of a dangerous jump. I wonder if I'm gonna die on those spikes later. And sure enough, that happened. My mind always seems to, like, go faster than I can express. Ugh. The section after the first door killed you so many times. Right, yeah. Oof. Anyway, so actually, you know what?
I'm fine without music, thank you.
I was thinking about what they give the donation. I was thinking about when I get to the top of that underground staircase or whatever you want to call that, and there's that big spike wall there. I was thinking about maybe I might be able to jump over to the left and wall jump from there to get just a higher jump up against the blocks above the spikes. Anyway, yeah, like a little bit of a lower wall jump there is kind of necessary to not jump up too high at that spot. Oh no! Okay, I just need to like put the controller away once I get through the pipe, you know, just like take a deep breath, maybe get some water or something. Oops. Somebody limp jumps. Maybe. There's a lot of very, like, a large number of variety of jumps, that's for sure. Okay. I wonder if by limp is what he means when you do, like a wall drag before your wall jump, maybe. You ended up jumping too high. Okay, well, this part's pretty easy if I remember correctly. Oh! Pretty easy, and then I die to it anyways. I didn't jump high enough. Okay, that was awkward. Oof, we're definitely getting better at that. I think that beginning is kind of fun, sort of, just because it's like something you get practice at. Definitely would, like, that's just something you would want to skip in this challenge unless you're like an actual master at this kind of stuff. And if you are a master at this kind of stuff, you know, this is like the level that you can be happy with, you know, having been able to, you know, not die on a lot on your run, theoretically. Oh, wait a minute, I shouldn't have done it like that. That was really stupid. Anyways, wow. Who is here and wanted a gifted sub? I don't know, bro. That's a good question. Let me take a quick peek. Users in chat. You could gift one to Singularity. He's a Levelhead streamer. I recognize his name. I'm not doing level head right now, but he is hanging out anyways. Oops, not the exclamation point. But that's him. we caught him lurking. You can get him if you want. Whoa! He's from sci-fi version of Mario Maker. He streams on Sundays. So if you're curious about that, you can check him out. He's been doing the Power Build event and stuff. I think he was just doing it yesterday. Oh, I didn't do the wall drag, so I ended up dying there. He's probably wondering what I'm building. It's definitely not this. This is what Marcus built here. Show yourself, Lurker. He wants to click on your name. It's how he's gonna gift you, I guess. Ah. He might be busy working. Well, I don't know what he does for a day job or whatever, but he has this hobby where he's actually working on a video game. I don't know if it's gonna be any good or not, or how long. He's done a few streams at least of it. I don't know if he still streams it or not. If he's just sticking to Power Build streams for now or what he's doing, but I think he was doing some sort of like puzzle-y game last I saw it. Not really sure. Anyway, I've been sending him some tough levels, and he's actually really good. I actually sent him a level head stealth level. I built a level head stealth level and sent it to him. And it was a little bit cheesy because he wanted us to spend an hour building a level. And I was spending maybe 3 hours building a level. And then he said, hey, I want a level with movement items like bumpers and stuff. And I'm like, hey, this level already has bumpers in it. Alright, I'll send you this one. I just finished them. Oh dear. Well, you did the gift sub.
May all life prosper.
Wow. Thanks. Apparently we're getting one of those
May all life prosper
subscriber trains happening thanks to I don't know, I'm not sure what else to call it. I mean, technically I think I disabled hype trains, but you get the idea. Oh. Wait, I need this coin, don't I?
Prosper and be blessed.
Wait, where is the third coin? I don't think I collected it yet.
May all life prosper and be blessed.
In case you don't know, the subscriber sound effect is also a voice line from the same game as those girls. But yeah,
and be blessed.
that guy's name is Lucifer, actually, if you can believe it. He actually heals your character, or he damages the enemy, or maybe he does both. I can't remember. There's an end of turn effect, if I remember correctly. Ugh! I died on that spike again. I can't even.
May all life prosper and be blessed.
You're so funny, dude. You're like, okay, well, if that lurker doesn't want to sub or is too busy to confirm that he wants one or whatever, then I'm just going to pick randomly. That's so funny. Nobody's ever done that before on my channel. Anyway, but thank you. That's so cool. They're so rad. It's so fresh. I don't know. It's appreciated. I wonder if it would be any easier if I tried switching to Toadette. I'm a little bit flustered at how poorly I'm playing on this level. Well, at least I'm getting that jump pretty well, mostly. Oh! Not a good enough jump. Oh. I tried to do a mid-air twirl because I was like, I'm not gonna make it, and then I wasn't fast enough, and ended up wall jumping instead. Let's pause this real quick. After this part, the down part, there's a checkpoint. Okay. Yeah. I was so close. But so far away from the beginning. Whoa, oops. I did the thing again. Singularity, you funny guy. Singularity is like, bruh, I'm not gonna make Marcus pay for my sub. I'm gonna do it myself. I think that was his first time doing it, so you know what? That means you just forfeited my awesome subscriber badge. Now you're stuck with the ugly Founders badge, Singularity. What do you think about that? Oh! I wish that Twitch would let us modify the Founders badge. It's so weird that it just says first like that. I mean, I wouldn't mind it if it has to stay first, but at least let me like give it my own style or something, you know? Anyway, whatever. Oh! Maybe, to celebrate your status as founder, you could treat yourself to Mario Maker 2, the game. Well, if you don't have a Switch, then maybe that's a bad idea. I guess I could always ship you my Switch 1 or something. Or whatever. Anyway, I was gonna say, when my third Super World comes out, like, the idea is for, like, only 40% of the cores is, I mean, 40% of the world is required to beat the world, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Because every map's gonna have, like, 5 courses on it. You don't have to beat, like, the first and the last course. Like, the 3 in the middle are all optional on every map, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So, like, 40%, like, the easiest 40% being required to beat the world, I think is an interesting design choice. And if you were to ever play Mario Maker, like, I would encourage you to, you know, at least try out my new world that I'm working on. I mean, and here's the interesting part, potentially, or the non-interesting part, depending on your personal preference in gaming or whatever, but, like, I was gonna say, what's so different about the world that I'm working on now is that the entire world is going to be clear condition. Every course will have a clear condition. Oh, dear. And, not only that, but that means, because they have clear conditions, there are going to be no checkpoints whatsoever. So the idea is I'm trying to make the entire world be fun for everyone, including, making, like, easy levels and hard levels. The optional ones being the harder ones, obviously. I've already talked about this many times, but you might not have heard me yet, where I'm basically setting it up so that the first optional course on each map is going to be the Gatekeeper course. And as the Gatekeeper's course, its responsibility is to sort of, like, be the harder than the mandatory courses, but easier than the other optional courses kind of course, and I just lost that speedrun challenge. But that's okay, because we hit a checkpoint, so we can try it again pretty quickly. But I think the Gatekeeper course setup is kind of a fun idea, because then it's like, the players can't get mad at the hard levels being so hard if they haven't even seen them yet, right? So they, like, get permission to see the hard levels by beating the other level that's not quite at that level yet. Is sort of like the concept of what I was going for. Okay. We could probably skip some of these jumps, huh? Probably intended. Anyway, did you skip some of those jumps? I'm assuming you did, Marcus. I'm just like, now, if we have a commercial going on, it's like, I kind of don't care right now. Marcus just gift sub-bombed us. And everybody can hear what I'm saying while the commercial's going. Okay, let's jump over here. Well, I mean, he didn't give us, like, you know, a big old nuke, but it's still... I mean, I guess I'm exaggerating when I'm saying everybody can hear us, but... I'm not particularly concerned about it, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Hello
I
there.
think this is the way.
Niner, how's it going? Thank you for adding a level, I think is what you just did. We will get to it sooner or later here. Right now, we're sort of like on a little bit of an NSMBU precision marathon with Marcus. Why did I was trying to mid-air twirl and I ended up doing a spinning wall jump instead. Gotta watch my directional inputs. Sometimes I'm not doing them how I think I'm doing them. He says I had to go slow on this level, and then a P-switch speedrun pops up. Anyways, but he obviously means before that part. Looks like you get a gift sub just for adding a level. What do you think of that, newcomer? Did he recognize you from another stream, or did he just... He's just in one of those moods where he's like, if it moves, it gets a sub kind of mood. I'm not sure. Anyway, Oh, I didn't mean to triple jump. I wasn't planning for that to happen. I wasn't ready. I couldn't see myself off screen. I don't know what I was doing.
Life prosper and be blessed.
I'm trying to get caught up on chat here and play at the same time. It's not working out. It is safe, yeah. Clearing this level is probably guaranteed. I would say the worst is probably behind us, but it's hard to say for sure. Either way, we don't have to do that beginning stuff again, at least not to play the level again. Would you like a playtester for the Super World? Honestly, it wouldn't be a bad idea. I could use some playtesters, I guess. I was under the impression you don't actually have Mario Maker 2, but I was just making conversation, to be perfectly honest. Whoa. I know there are some Levelhead players that have Mario Maker 2, but I guess a lot of the people that do have it are just kind of like sworn it off for the most part for some reason or whatever. Which I could sort of understand. Maybe they just like try to... They appreciate Levelhead so much, and their free time is as limited as it is. They want to like use it wisely, I suppose. And if that's the reason, I completely get it. It makes sense. But I have like lots of free time, so I can like play both games, I guess. Even if it's not necessarily to the amount that some people might prefer. But anyway, pause it right before the speedrun starts. Gauge the relative difficulty of various things. Yeah, that might be helpful. Zach is in here too saying hello. Welcome to the channel. We've got 2 people online. Oh, I should have twirled there. Yeah. Well, honestly, dude, you know what I think I might get the most benefit from you playtesting stuff on? Might be my 3D World, Super World, because I want to, and this might be a while before it happens, but I want to replace some of the levels in that world. So I might want you to play a few of my courses in that world. I might want you to play them like the old versions, and then I might want, and I'm gonna be curious to see what you think of those, and then maybe you could help me walk through the idea of like what the replacement levels could be like for some of those levels that I think should get replaced, and maybe like along the way I could have you play some of the levels that I think they were a big hit with the community. Like you could play my 6-3, for example, because as I was just talking about it with Marcus here, Kobold was playing my 6-3, and even though he didn't beat it, he did say it was his favorite, or at least one of his favorites, out of the various auto-scrollers that he had been playing from me. So like I said, like we have examples of like levels where I did something like really right, and then show you levels where I did something like really wrong. Like, I mean, honestly, like I could probably kind of figure some of this stuff out on my own, but if you want to play the levels yourselves, I could sort of like delegate the idea of like where my design direction should go to you. You could assign me the level building concept that I could follow or something potentially, or I don't know, within the constraints of what I've already decided for the super world, at least in any case. It might be a little bit fun to do a little bit of idea collaboration there in that regard or something. I don't know, I'm not really sure if that's something necessarily that you would necessarily want or need to do or whatever, but it might be a little bit fun regardless if it does end up happening. I don't know. Anyway, because I know my Thwomp levels in particular, it can be a little bit hard to make Thwomp level that people like. So, for me, I don't really have that problem as much just because I really enjoy Thwomp levels in general, but I feel like we made a lot of extra time there on that run that time. So I guess it would be really good compared to before. Okay, we might be in the goal line, but I'm not really sure where we are. Okay. Okay, well, we saw the goal. That's progress. Oh! In the Levelhead community, we'd call that a bung. Yeah, I'll do that then. I'll DM you the Discord. I'll Discord DM you the details of my super world. It sounds like a tongue twister almost. Okay, I'm gonna take my headset off. Oh, it's hurting my ears. That's why I don't usually wear that headset, because it's uncomfortable compared to the other one. Oh. Just being real, but I've grown tired of Mario Maker's community and limitations, to be honest. I mean, Levelhead has the limitations too, but, you know. Everybody's gonna have their own things that they can tolerate, or, you know, to different degrees and stuff, and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, I get it. Like, I think one of the, probably, what Singularity's biggest complaints is gonna be, even if he's not gonna mention it yet, or if he prefers me to do so, that's fine, but like, honestly, I think one of the problems that Mario Maker has is with curation. Curation. Curation is kind of a tricky subject, but with Levelhead, they kind of like have it's a better curation system than Mario Maker 2. It's not necessarily like, I want to say, I wouldn't necessarily call it an ideal curation system, but it's a pretty good attempt at one in any case. That like it just does it better. Like with Endless Challenge or whatever, with its likes and like views and stuff, it's just not particularly good. There's so many reasons why it's not very good, but we won't get too much into it. But and then also just the fact that like Super Worlds are like not treated very well too. Like they didn't like give us any sort of like additional Super World updates. It was just a one Super World. You know, okay, they exist now, and then that was it. You know, there was no update to it after them existing. There's also an issue, because then that means, what? Super World is competing with Endless Challenge, which has all this leaderboard support that Super Worlds doesn't have. Like, then why would people play Super Worlds? They're not gonna do that. So, that's because they're always chasing that +1, you know, instead of a fun gaming experience. Whereas in Levelhead, like, the whole concept of the curation there is that you play levels and get money for playing the levels. Then you spend that money promoting the levels that you think are fun, whether it's yours or other people's. So, So in other words, the players get to decide what other players should play. Makes sense to me. But yeah, anyway, what would be the level? We got to the goal and we touched it at that time. Alright, yeah, I think both games are fantastic, for sure. I think they're both worth checking out. Anyway, okay. We'll get to talk more about that on Discord, I guess, later. Just gotta send it there, like full send it. Can get through with 3 jumps, maybe 4. Oh yeah? Oh, you're probably talking about the P-Switch speedrun, huh? Interesting. I'm not sure how many I took, to be honest. I wasn't really counting. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for being so generous, the community. Oh, should we take a time out from the NSMBU to go see what some newcomers gave us? We can come back to Marcus' submission after next, I guess. Seems like a plan to me. Oh, getting close to the 8-hour mark. I think we can keep going. Okay, was somebody else waiting? Let's take a peek.